All right, get ready, because in this deep dive, we're going to explore um, an interesting story about Yamraj,
Okay.
the Hindu god of death,
Mm-hmm.
and a messenger who learns a powerful lesson about compassion and destiny.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered if things happen for a reason,
Right.
even when they seem really bad?
Yeah.
Well, this story might give you a new perspective on things.
What I find really interesting about this story is how it kind of mixes these deep philosophical questions
Yeah.
about like fate and free will,
Right.
but then also has this very human element of empathy.
Okay, so to set the scene,
Yeah.
Yamraj sends his messenger to Earth to bring back a woman's soul.
Okay.
But when he gets there, the messenger finds her in just this really heartbreaking situation.
Whoa.
She's a widow with 3 young kids and no one at all to look after them.
This immediately brings up a question.
Right.
Even if it's driven by compassion, is it really right to interfere with the natural order of things? I think the messenger is really struggling with this conflict between his duty and his empathy for this woman and her kids.
Yeah, he's totally torn.
Yeah.
The messenger is so moved by their situation that he goes against his orders.
Wow.
And he goes back to Yamraj without the woman's soul.
Oh, wow.
He asks Yamraj to give her more time to live.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think Yamraj, the god of death,
Right.
reacts to this?
Well, challenging the divine plan is usually not taken very well in mythology, especially when it's about death.
Right.
I don't think Yamraj is going to be happy about this.
Yeah, you're right. Yamraj is furious.
Oh.
He sees this as a really serious offense.
Yeah.
And decides to punish the messenger.
Oh.
He sends him back to Earth to suffer until he can laugh at his own mistakes 3 times.
Wow.
That's a pretty harsh punishment, don't you think?
It really is.
Yeah.
And this punishment creates this weird paradox.
Right.
The messenger, who was so compassionate to the woman and her children,
Mm-hmm.
is now the one who needs compassion himself.
Let's talk about the messenger's meeting with
Yeah.
the shoemaker.
Okay.
He's disguised as a poor man, and he's wandering around when he meets this really kind shoemaker.
Oh, wow.
Now, the shoemaker doesn't have much himself,
Right.
but he invites the messenger into his home and shares what little he has.
It's interesting how the messenger who first showed mercy is now receiving that same compassion from someone else.
Yeah.
He has to rely on the kindness of this stranger, and it shows how our actions are all connected.
It's like he's getting a taste of his own medicine,
Yeah.
but in a good way.
Right.
This brings us to the first laugh.
Okay.
The shoemaker's wife is upset that her husband is being so generous, especially since they're struggling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the messenger knows that the shoemaker has actually brought good fortune into his home by sheltering him.
Right.
He can't help but laugh at the wife's anger.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's this humor in the situation.
But what about the shoemaker's job?
Yeah.
It's kind of symbolic, isn't it?
Huh.
I makes things that help people move forward, both literally and figuratively,
Yeah.
which connects to the themes of progress and destiny in the story.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
It adds another level of meaning.
So the messenger uses his powers to secretly help the shoemaker.
Okay.
He makes the shoes even better,
Oh.
and the shoemaker's business starts doing really well.
Wow.
He even gets the attention of the emperor.
This shows how actions can have unexpected consequences.
Mm-hmm.
The messenger's compassion led to his punishment,
Yeah.
but it also brought good fortune to the shoemaker.
way.
It makes you think about free will versus destiny.
For sure. Now, this leads us to the second laugh.
Okay.
The emperor's men come to the shoemaker shop with a special request.
Okay.
They need shoes made from this rare and expensive leather,
Mm-hmm.
but there's only enough for 1 pair.
Wow.
And then fate steps in, and the emperor dies.
Now, this is where the messenger really starts to understand fate.
Yeah.
He knows the emperor is meant to be buried in those shoes, but he also knows it's not going to be a normal burial.
Yeah, he tells the shoemaker to make slippers instead.
Slippers.
Yeah, not shoes.
Oh,
The shoemaker's super confused.
I bet.
But the messenger knows that the emperor will be buried wearing those slippers.
Oh.
He's making sure everything goes according to destiny.
Wow.
And he laughs at the shoemaker's confusion.
So that's his second laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a small moment, but it shows how the messenger's changing.
Right.
He's starting to accept that even sad events like the emperor's death might be part of a larger plan.
Yeah, he's going from questioning to understanding.
It's a big change.
And that brings us to the final encounter that leads to the third laugh.
Okay.
3 young women and an older woman come into the shoemaker's shop.
Oh.
They're getting ready for their weddings, and they need some nice sandals.
Oh,
The messenger recognizes them right away.
that must be important.
They have to be connected to the story somehow.
You're right.
What happens next?
Well, it turns out these young women are the daughters of the woman he was sent to retrieve.
Whoa.
It all comes back around.
It's like the universe planned this reunion.
Yeah.
So what happens?
The messenger is curious, so he talks to the older woman.
Okay.
He finds out that she took care of the girls after their mom died.
Wow.
And that's when it all clicks for the messenger.
I bet. He sees how everything fits together.
Right.
This must be amazing for him.
Yeah, he realizes that if he had done what Yamraj said at the beginning
Right.
and taken the mother's soul,
Uh-huh.
those daughters would have been all alone,
Oh, no.
probably living in poverty.
Because he was compassionate
Yeah.
and questioned what he was told,
Mm-hmm.
the mother got a little more time.
Yeah, just enough time for her daughters to be taken care of.
Wow.
And now they're doing great.
That's
They're
amazing.
about to get married into rich families.
So even though he was punished,
Yeah.
his actions actually helped everyone.
Exactly. The messenger starts laughing. This is
Yeah.
the third laugh.
The one that frees him.
Right.
It's more than just laughter, though, right?
It is.
It's like a realization.
Yeah. It shows he understands.
He gets that Yamraj's plan was for the best.
Even though it seemed unfair at first.
Laughter is interesting here. You know,
Yeah.
in Hindu mythology, laughter can mean detachment.
Right. And a higher level of awareness.
It's like the messenger is letting go of his limited view.
Exactly. He sees the bigger picture now.
This really makes you think about trusting in a plan, even when you don't understand it.
Mm-hmm. It's like that saying,
Yeah.
sometimes what seems bad is actually good.
This story isn't just about accepting fate, though.
Right.
It's about knowing that our choices matter,
Our choices can affect things.
even the ones that seem to go against the rules.
We have some control.
But there's also a bigger plan.
It's complicated.
This story is really powerful.
It is.
It makes you look deeper
Yeah.
and trust that good things can happen.
Even when things seem bad.
It makes you think about how everything is connected.
Right. Could it be that being kind
Mm-hmm.
actually changes people's destinies?
That's amazing.
It makes you think about how your actions might be affecting other people's lives.
Yeah, it really makes you think about those times in your life
Right.
when something that seemed bad at first turned out to be good.
Yeah, it really does.
So think about it. Have you ever been in a situation like that?
This whole thing makes you think about how everything is connected.
Right.
Maybe when we're kind to others,
Yeah.
we're actually changing their fate without realizing it.
That's a powerful idea.
It makes you think about all those little acts of kindness we do.
Mm-hmm. And how they might be affecting other people's lives in ways we don't even understand.
It's pretty humbling.
It really is.
And maybe it's not just our actions.
Yeah, what about our intentions?
Right. The messenger was punished for going against Yamraj,
Huh.
but his heart was in the right place.
His intentions were good.
Yeah, he was truly compassionate.
And that compassion ended up making a difference.
It shows how powerful empathy can be.
Even if we don't see the results right away.
It creates positive change.
So maybe we can't always understand why things happen,
Yeah.
but we can choose to be kind and understand
To ourselves and to others.
Exactly. And maybe that's how we become part of something bigger,
Yeah, a part of this web of life.
connected by compassion.
And destiny.
This deep dive has been amazing.
It really has.
We've talked about fate and free will
Right.
and how powerful compassion is.
And how our lives are all connected.
It's been great exploring this story with you,
It has.
and we hope this has given you some new things to think about.
We've only scratched the surface.
As we finish up,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with one last question.
Okay.
If we're all connected in this web of existence,
Mm-hmm.
how much does compassion actually influence our destinies?
Wow.
And not just our own destinies,
Yeah.
but the destinies of everyone around us.
It really makes you think.
Keep searching for answers,
Keep asking questions.
and remember how connected we all are.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.